Alrighty, gentlemen, brethren, brothers in arms. Let's see if I can find a position in which to speak to you today. Mate, Governor. Let's see what we have here today. Let's begin with a writing, a prayer, if you will. I see you now, Father, where I feared to look. I could not hear you before, but there is a hum in my heart now, and it hasn't gone away, and I know it is you. Where the mere thought of surrender meant death to me, I now know it is life. I now know that you are life. I feel you in every breath. Thunder sounds with every heartbeat. Every day I fight this ridiculous smile on my face. You actually should see me. If I'm out and about, I look like a fucking idiot. No, I don't. I look great. I'm just kidding. I look all right. I look all right. I feel like I look happy, as I am. But, yeah, it is kind of ridiculous. I think when you detach from all of the material stuff, just your emotional and your like thought connection to it, and you pour all of you really into direction of God. It is kind of crazy. You almost feel a little bit crazy just because of how expansive and sometimes it can be an overwhelming type of joy. I think I begin to understand now why some people, you go to some churches and you see like the dude like doing laps around the fuck. It's like, okay, all right, bro. I used to think it was just like way too much, but you never know. Maybe some of those people actually have been just like completely overwhelmed and had their traumas like burned out of them, exorcised out of them by God. And yeah. So I wrote, every day I fight this ridiculous smile on my face. I am but a child in the mansion of my soul that you built before anyone knew me, before anyone knew my name but you. You were trying to speak to me and I wouldn't listen, but you didn't abandon me. You were right there the whole time. Father, dear Father. All right. Well, brother, it is upon us today. It appears to me as though your balls are full. You're standing straight. You've detached and removed all influence and poisonous manipulation by the feminine. You're returning to God. Things are looking good. Things are looking good, brother. We're warriors in this spiritual battle. This is the glory that every man strives to achieve. It's establishing a rhythm, right? It's all a rhythm, bro. It's like once you have detached yourself from the female manipulation in this gynocentric society, and you have actually started to develop and strengthen your identity, and you're retaining, so you've built up your actual power, that actual power that was supposed to be with you the whole time, but all of media and society is crafted around siphoning that energy from you as far as males go. But yeah, as you're beginning to discover the truth, you start to establish a rhythm. And this is where I talk about that hum. It's a hum. It's you feel it in your chest. It kind of, I almost think of it like a solar flare, not a flare, but more expansive. And it's like, that's what the sensation is like. It's hard to explain. a hum. It's a hum of God. It pervades, but it's right. It's underlying all of your trauma. It's underneath all of it. At first it can be very scary to like be accustomed to it because of like the life that you were born into, you know? You're realizing that everything is just a like facade and a lie, you know? Kill the boy, this whole concept of kill the boy, kill him. Always thought that it was wrong. It's wrong. You don't kill the boy. You need to save the boy, dude. You need to go back for him. Fall to your knees and look him in the eyes. Oh, fuck. Good thing that fell in the grass. Dude, the crazy thing is this fucking wind. You know what's insane? I'm sitting there watching that thing fall. I'm sitting there just watching it. And for some reason, I had no fear of that thing hitting the damn corner. And it gets like so close. That's crazy. But all right, let's see here. What is hidden will always come to light. Turn your heart as it's a catalytic mechanism. Meditate, mediation is the communication, the source of all things. Okay. Let's see. This is the great spiritual battle of our time. Because men do not receive, the average man receives quantifiably zero validation from the world at all. He grows up thinking that the entire world believes he is an enemy because it's reinforced in him every single day, every single paycheck, every single interaction. So the man is crucified by society. And what exactly is he supposed to do except ignore you? You know, like these women complaining about not being helped, not being saved. What is it that you expect exactly? You have dehumanized men, degraded them, taken their joy. You've taken you've taken that childlike feeling that men do grow up with. They do. But you're expected to view them as some kind of weapon or some kind of dangerous psychopath or some kind of deeply narcissistic. And I truly believe that a lot of these instances are narcissistic women projecting the absolute defilement of their consciousness onto men and onto other people. There is far more bad women out there than you can imagine, but a lot of their manipulation and a lot of their BS and their terrible, horrifying behavior is so normalized and ingrained in society that they can't even conceive of a reality where they are oppressive. You know, it's quite crazy how you can be duped. I think men the country over, the world over, were duped. We're duped and misled, and at the end of the day, nobody's experiences can be quantified to a single a single reason or a single variable that caused it. But if you think that this isn't a massive, massive reason why they don't even want to save you from danger anymore. They don't even want to help you. Like, I mean, if you think that this number isn't going to grow and grow and grow, yeah, it's pretty crazy. The good thing is, though, that many of us are simply finding our way to God, doing what we can, and that's the most important thing. But yeah, I just feel peaceful as fuck today, man. Sorry, I don't mean to curse. I feel very peaceful today. I'm sitting here in the middle of a field. Behind me, I don't know if you can see it, there's like a carriage house. It's like an old building that was turned into a conference center, cafe type of thing. I can hear kids playing over there. I think there's a preschool or something. Some industrial buildings. Aaron's towing over there. This place used to be I think it was a straight up army base. It's Vint Hill in Virginia. There's a bunch of, I used to come here when I was a kid. There's a bunch of like old barracks and old military buildings out here and stuff. And they turned some of the like the training buildings and stuff into rec centers and stuff like that. It's a pretty cool spot amidst the decay and debauchery and bullshit that is Virginia. The terrain is lovely. Close to the water, kind of. You're kind of close to DC, where you can do some fun things every now and then. But even before this, like this great social decay before the ramp up, like, there's no things don't just happen all of a sudden. But before this ramp up, even before that, people here were just not like, they're just not my type of people. Everybody here is just they're so fucking aggressive towards each other. Or that's how it was, but now that's how it is everywhere. Because we have become so broken. All of us have, if you think about it. And yeah, it's kind of funny because what was I gonna say? I don't even remember what I was gonna say. Usually, sometimes I got like a specific thing that I want to say, or I've got like a specific message that I want to get to men, young men, young boys, so they understand how to move through this life, how to adapt to it. But some days I just feel I don't know. God made me atypical, I'd say. That doesn't make me special or anything like that. I've never thought I was special. In fact, I always thought I was the exact opposite. Now I'm just like me, and I like me, and I love myself to the degree that up to the point where God supersedes. Because you're not supposed to love your. It's unnatural to be so consumed by yourself that everybody is. Like, if you are so consumed by yourself, right, then you're putting yourself above, like by default, doing this whole thing where I'm the it's all about me, prioritize me. I get defending yourself against the world, but this is what you call cope. And we all do this, by the way. There's no judgment on that. It's okay, because we're reacting. We're reacting to bad lives. You know, a lot of us have we have wounds and gashes, and it's very deep. You know, it goes very deep, multi-layered type of stuff. But yeah, it's like they're reacting to it. But the cope of prioritize yourself, I think, you know what it is? It's not they're not. The only reason they're doing it wrong is because people define it. People are gonna define it in the most convenient way possible. So if this person didn't check off enough boxes, then I need to prioritize myself. If I think we're just quick to do this, you know, it's like if somebody looked at me the wrong way, we're never going to interact again. Like, it's like, okay, I think it's just, we've been fed this concept of you only live once, which is a lie. We've been fed the concept of you are the main character, which is a lie. There is a great story that unfolds in every person, no matter how bad it looks from this perspective or that perspective. But to think that you are the main character and get out of my way is the definition of narcissism. Not the literal definition, but you know what I'm saying. I'm saying that's a textbook example of narcissism, you know. I gotta stretch my legs here. Hopefully this mic picks up everything properly. It's weird doing this like learning how to do this kind of stuff. It's weird at first because when you're going about your day, you're getting everything set up, you're going out to the park or wherever it is that you're going, and you're setting stuff up, and you think that like all the noise around you is gonna like get picked up by the mic. These things are actually pretty cool. But yeah. I think this is my Maximus moment right here. You know what I'm saying? Let me walk around a bit. Oh yeah, baby. I'm so fucking artsy. I'm so fucking cool. Anyways, I'm just kidding. I'm being stupid. But yeah. This is hella tight, yo. It's hella tight. Ella, under my umbrella. Ella, You ever think about how like bad things come in the name of good things, or seemingly? You know what I'm saying? Like, think about this for a second with me. All of the, this artificial overstimulation, it like overcharges your nervous system. It's like a catalyst. So people are starting to wake up to the idea. They have been for a long time, but it's finally becoming mainstream. A lot of the ways that we have been controlled and engineered. And one thing that doesn't get talked about very much anymore, and I think they did a real good job of covering this up, and you know, because they're constantly putting stuff in front of your face to be distracted with. And one of the things that that I was always fascinated by, just like researching, and so let me see if I can get up here, and the damn camera will be, I'm not sure if this will work, but yeah, the way that like movies, TV shows, and music, ever since I was a kid, I always had this very uneasy feeling like watching how the movie or the show or whatever was constructed. Because you catch things. A lot of it is subconscious, and maybe some people or a lot of people they don't pick up on it. It happens really, really fast, but there's 1,000 moments. There's 1,000 moments within a movie where they are engineering you. It is infallible that this is what they. I mean, they're literally doing it, and then you posit this theory to people, and they're like, dude, it's a movie. Like, just enjoy it, bro. Like, dude, it's just Saw, bro. Like, they're only chopping up bodies and ripping up their, you know, ripping their arms and legs off of their torsos, bro. Like, it's just a movie, dude. It's like, even those, I mean, think about it. Think about why is there a focus on scantily dressed, very young women in a lot of these movies and TV shows? Why is it that today we have reached this apex of hypersexualization? It's not just because it sells. Do you think they don't fucking need money from you, dude? It's not about money. It is about corrupting your soul. Isn't that crazy? I used to think it's harmless. It's even if I have, you know, when I've had girlfriends in the past or dating experiences when I was younger, like, it's like the porn thing was separate. Like you're, you know, seeing girls on Instagram, that's like separate. It's like, that doesn't matter, right? Like, it very fucking much does matter. Absolutely it does. And you think about how that kind of stimulus is offered up for free. Do you think if they wanted money, they would make this shit so accessible to you? You think it's about money? Do you think these movies are, all it has to do with is generating a massive amount of money? It's always been about engineering you. And I was told that I was crazy for so fucking long in thinking and knowing and understanding all of the ways that we are manipulated. I mean, there's a ton of people like that out there. I'm by no means am I special in the, you know, when it comes to that kind of stuff. And yeah, like it's so, I think about it now, and over the years I've reduced my time spent with movies and stuff, and even modern music. I mean, these singers, okay, let's take music, for example, modern music. You have like singers and rappers and stuff, like they're being quoted at, and not just a quote you find on the internet. They're in these interviews, the audio transcripts stating verbatim what they're saying, and they'll be talking about, I can get inside your head with this frequency in this like hertz and stuff like that. It's like, you think that that's a benevolent thing that's going on there? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's so weird. I thought I was crazy my whole life, dude. I really did. I thought, it's so funny. my mother's cousin, who was like 10 to 15 years older than me, she had schizophrenia. She developed schizophrenia when she was about 20, I think it was early 20s or late 20s. I can't remember. But she developed schizophrenia, and it was a big thing. She ended up dying. And that being like something that can run in the families, I guess. I could be completely wrong. I might just have said something that was completely wrong. But I think there's a genetic factor there. And so, yeah, she developed schizophrenia. Believed that at night she changed into a wolf, and then, you know, the real schizophrenia. And she passed away, and I thought that that was how I was gonna end up. You know, I was made to feel crazy. I was made to feel over aggressive, and I was made to feel like I was some kind of defect. But when you're in a world that's controlled by something nefarious, of course the things in the world are going to tell you that you're crazy. You know? It's not like I've been under, well, actually it's definitely felt like yeah, dude, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm not, by no means am I saying that I am special in any fucking way at all, dude. And I will never be like this, and it's not a part of my personality or my belief system about myself at all. But there is no doubt that I have been under attack. But that, in that confusion, the enemy directs your attention to you. And he uses all the agents in the world to tell you that it's you. You're not making enough money. You need to be a millionaire living in a mansion and traveling the world, or you're not good enough for your family. Directs your attention to all these things that tell you that you're not good enough. That's how the enemy works, right? I think men are finding their dignity. It was taken. Not only was it taken, men have been imprisoned psychologically their entire lives. There is something deeply disturbing and demonic about the sisterhood. The sisterhood drives the behavior of women who have a future by women who are bitter. It's so sad. Yeah, the sisterhood. If you disappoint the sisterhood, bad news. So I'm not going to listen to my husband, my boyfriend. I'm going to listen to the sisterhood. The sisterhood is looking out for you. I don't think they are, bro. I don't think they are. I mean, you talk like when it comes to guys, the brotherhood is cool, but it's like, all right, dude, like do your thing and then go get her, go get her right now. Get that shit, get the house, get all the shit, get all of it. Go now, go. Like it. If there is a like that's honestly how they treat it. And genuinely, truly, genuinely, you will find that the men that have dignity are cautioning, are warning, and providing a guideline on how to approach the situation, how to approach the woman and stuff like that. And yeah, it's so crazy, man. So crazy. It's really crazy what happens when you begin to retain, and your power and your strength and your vitality and your lust for life. I shouldn't use the word lust, should I? How about your luster, your vigor, your all that stuff for life comes back to you. You remember the feeling you had when you were a child, but it doesn't leave. As long as you follow the only law, which is God's law. And that doesn't make you some nerd, dude. That don't make you like, you don't gotta be like you don't gotta be the button up fucking bow tie kid in order to be a godly individual and to be given his blessings of power and strength and wisdom and discernment. Yeah, it's pretty crazy what happens, man. And then you just begin to feel expansive, you know? And you actually truly this time, truly detach from people's judgments. As a man, especially judgments from women. Because many women out there, their default is criticism and judgment. No matter what they are given in this life, many women, they're looking to make somebody subjugated under their psychological will. That is how a lot of women think. And another thing that a lot of women think is that men who are confident and are not paying attention to them and living their own lives and experiencing life, that if they don't pay attention to them or are gathering attention that could have been theirs, it's a threat. When you are confident and dignified, I mean, you can joke around and be stupid, right? Like, I can talk about dumb shit and, you know, I can be goofy, dance around, whatever. I can fully express myself humorously and have fun and be playful. But when you are a man that has dignity, and you have that, that's actually a huge bonus, because it's actually funny what happens when you are interacting with women and you have this. You have dignity, you have a sense of honor, and you have a sense of boundaries that you don't animalistically enforce. You do so with this like calm, pure authority. And you don't allow them to bypass that, or it's more like you're not really doing anything. It's more like the armor and the fortress that's been built up in you by God has become unassailable. So all of their little games is just like, it's literally nothing, and you just kind of talk through their shit, and you see their in their eyes, quite literally in their eyes, they go from to, they literally turn into puppies in many ways. It's kind of crazy to see. But remember, as I tell you, any experience that I tell you about, it's not about garnering the positive result. You must understand that we must always, anytime you see like videos and stuff, and they're talking to you about the results of all these things that they're doing, or you know, maybe they're selling something to you and they're talking about the results of that. Even if you wholeheartedly believe in what they're saying, the result, I mean, it just goes back to the Buddhist thing. You see how it comes full circle? The attachment to the result, that's it. I think that's what derails a lot of guys from a consistent, thorough, and straightforward progression in life. On top of the distractions, the lust, the poisonous food, the extremely difficult life that they have to live as a part of a society, as the lowest priority for society. It's pretty crazy. Women, children, should be children, women, but yeah. Anyways, what was I saying? So yeah, when you have become when you have become so dignified in yourself, and again, this is not a puffing of the chest, right? I talk about the expansiveness in the chest. I talk about the power and the strength. It's not about display. If you get caught up in the trap of displaying as opposed to garnering the strength within yourself, and then the display just simply being a byproduct of your expression. Yeah, it's not about that. But when you become dignified and honored for yourself, and you have this respect, tier list. S tier is God. A+ tier is Christ. A+ / S tier is Christ. And then right below that, until you have a family and children, should be you. The respect for yourself. But we should still always have a general calm respect for people who are living their lives and going through experiences that are not unlike yours, even though it seems like it. So I think we're now, much of society is still going through these pains, but we are beginning. I think we're beginning. The hum is it's becoming very palpable. It's kind of nice, but anyways, I'm gonna go home and do some more work. That's what I have to do, you know? We have to be focused on the good works. We must be very wary also. Not, you don't have to be paranoid about this, but just pay attention to, like, when the thought comes up that I need to go do something. The thought after that is the trap. It's the hook. The feeling you associate with laying in bed or going to see your friends or going to see a girl or whatever, that it's pulling you in. It's trying to pull you in and keep you from doing the work that's necessary. Isn't that crazy? This is what's crazy, bro. The enemy can't create. It can only mimic. It can only mimic and put up displays and distractions and illusions that feel so real. They're so real and vivid that you think of it, that it's reality. The enemy does this and keeps you from doing the things that are necessary for you to achieve the actual feeling that you were looking for and searching for your entire life. Is this not just the wildest thing that you've ever, that you've ever heard? It's not like you haven't heard this. I'm sure somebody has said this in some way before, but man. And a reminder too, there's gonna be men are stating the truth, the reality. And for a lot of women, it's not something that they can handle, and it's not something that they can process. And even still, there might be more that never will, and lead lives of misery and contentment and resentment for women. But it is very, very important that our hearts and our minds are wide open to decent and good women. The biblical woman seems to be absolute S tier. But a biblical woman requires a biblical man. Now, I know a lot of the societal constraints and all this stuff prevents us from achieving that dynamic so that both parties feel as though they have received the security that they need from one another. But for those of us that do not have families or wives yet, it is very important for us to know that these ideals that we wish to seek in women and that we will not allow to be manipulated by them. I have to be worthy of that request or that demand or order. If I want to be worthy of authority, or if I want to have authority, I must be worthy of that authority, right? Just be careful to not let it be over manipulated, because again, a lot of women, their innate natural instinct is to poke and prod and look for weakness. So just remember that. Many of these women, so corrupted and poisoned, they do not see many men as human. You need to be very, very wary. Anyways. Yeah, it's funny. You know what's funny is people's like expectations. When you if you look a certain way, or you are, I don't know, it's pretty much like looks and stature and stuff like that. They're gonna have expectations of how you behave and stuff like that. And when you don't, they believe that that's an in for them to attack, a weakness, an opening. So I've kind of been experiencing this most of my entire life. I might look aggressive. I've gotten the intimidation thing quite a lot. And I've gotten the intimidation thing quite a lot, but fuck, what was I gonna say? But it's funny because I was never somebody that like tried to impress that kind of vitriol on people. I was never ever out to bully people like that, and to like the whole public shaming thing, it was always pretty disgusting to me. And I really felt like by defending myself, I was doing something wrong. I think what happened was when I was younger, I confused the authority of God that I imagined with the mimicking authority of the enemy. The enemy, you know, when you think about your strengths, when you think about the qualities within you that you want to express and you always have your entire life that are godly, okay? I'm not talking about every whim and fancy, but those qualities that you've wanted to express, think about the ways that you've been attacked. What's that clip on those two Asian dudes and the guy was telling him, like, if your purpose is to speak and to inspire or whatever, there's always like a thing that the enemy has to trap you and lead you astray. It's all about being led astray, I think. It's all about being led astray. Anyways. Ah, man. I need to get more structured. There's a lot of things that I need to get to you. This channel that you're seeing will never have a fucking $800 course or even a $100 course. It will never have a fucking war room. I'm not gonna have 8 minutes of ads to start my shows. Would I love to write a book and publish it and sell it? Absolutely. The one that I feel like is the most important to write would be a capped $10 purchase, and the price would never change, because it's not about siphoning. It's about accessibility. It's not about seeing what I can take from you. It's about accessibility. And I think, maybe in this way, that's some of my, maybe perhaps it'll be some of my God-given purpose. If it is, whatever. Sometimes we think that the will of God and the purpose that's given to you by God, it's like, am I gonna even like that? Like I want to do what I want to do. That's the point of free will. He knows that by controlling you, like, he's not going to control you. It's not about control. There is command and there is authority, but you gotta, if you're gonna save yourself spiritually, you gotta look at this a little. You have to look at things conceptually. The enemy has created a logistics, statistical, gray, black, brown, and just a very dull, mind-numbing, dead sense of thinking about things and explaining things and communicating things. If you think, here's another thing, bro. This is what I've been thinking about. You know those concepts and those talks that those like seminars where they talk about language being a spell casting. It's a form of it's a part of the mystic's way of binding and casting spells on people and things. And think about how language has been constructed and how look at how politicians talk. Look at how billionaires talk. All they have to do is appear innocent to you. They're camouflaging themselves. But forgive them, for they know not what they do. Even these most evil people, believe it or not, and this is going to anger some people, no one thinks that what they're doing is the wrong thing. So like these people out here are committing heinous atrocities against the human mind, the heart, and the spirit. Damn, that thing is about to fall again. So they're committing atrocities against our spirit, against children, against innocence, and yeah. They commit these atrocities and they justify it by saying that this is for the greater good. We have to demoralize and destroy 75% of the world, poison them, degrade them, make them kill themselves, hate themselves, destroy themselves, and it's all justified. It's all justified because they have been led astray by the enemy the most potently. They have been potently, effectively led astray by the enemy into thinking that they, as a group, really they believe that they are a different species. If you put all of the, let's say for example, you take a handful of these sinister type of billionaires, the ones that are openly talking about engineering the human body and controlling the mind via chips. When you hear these people talk about this stuff, these are not, they are people. They are possessed by evil. And you think that they know that? Like, I always hear people like, I always hear people talk about like, oh, it's not that deep, bro. Like people aren't demon possessed, dude. Like, what does it really look to you like people are demon possessed? If I wanted to possess something, do I want the thing to know that it's possessed? No. If I am patient, cunning, and deceptive, then I have all the time in the world. I'm going to be as subtle as possible. because time is on my side, not his. I will be here after he dies. You know? Think about that, bro. Enemy is tricky. It's very tricky. But again, here's what I do every day. And I do this increasingly moment to moment. I kind of feel my heart and my mind connected, and just turn your direction to God. Turn your heart to God. Turn your mind, your soul. I think this simple practice can help you very greatly, especially when you have retained, you have separated yourself from lust, you have separated yourself from sexual media and manipulation by surrendering. Because you know that at the end of your life, say I live a shitty life, I live a pathetic life, or I live a deeply dark and abusive life, and I get to the end of that road, and then once I have nothing and everything has been taken from me, once that happens, I surrender. Was that really a life worth living? Or do I surrender now and then be inculcated with actual power? You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, I have like my brain is like a book brain, and it doesn't make sense. Like when people meet me, you know, they kind of get because I've been to county jail before for expediting a DUI for 3 months. So, and I was young, so it kind of shaped like the way that I carried myself and stuff. And yeah, so people were like, "You read? Like, you don't look like you read. You look like you're gonna get in fights and stuff." Like, no, I don't feel a tremendous amount of fear. Not really at all. But yeah, I think the message will remain consistent here at the end of our time together every time. Retention and a return to God. These are your most important goals. Don't worry. I know the immediate reaction is you don't decide what my goals are. No, of course I don't. But the fundamental human experience and condition, or for men specifically, retaining, committing to a sense of dignity and humility and self-respect, and then committing to always turning your heart and your mind back to God. Remember, it's not about doing the thing, failing, and then falling into despair. It doesn't work like that. Just keep going back. Keep going back. You will make mistakes. You will make grave mistakes. You will hurt people. It is inevitable how this happens. Even there could be times where you didn't think that you hurt people and you did. It's not something to dwell on. We don't have that much specific control over every single quantifiable interaction or thought or word that comes out of our mouth. But yeah, I don't know. I need you to do. I don't want to say that. I feel weird saying I need you to do this. I hear that on social media sometimes. It's just like, but I do. I do. God does. God does, dude. God, well, I mean, he doesn't need it, but he knows that the inevitability, he knows that this is inevitable, and he will wait. He will wait for you. He will wait for you, but why wait? Why? You don't have to suffer, dude. I know that the world has constructed a reality in which you are the enemy, you are the one responsible for the pain, you are this, that, and the other thing. You are not, brother, dear brother. You are composed of actual light. There is an immeasurable, inexhaustible power source. He's here. He's not in the job. He's not in the traveling vlogger who does the, you know what I'm saying? It's like he's right here. You don't have to go attain a bunch of shit. You don't got to go prove yourself to women or to your peers. You don't have to. But ironically, that naturally happens as a result of you looking to him. Just look. I literally find myself doing, I don't know if you can see, but my hands are just rested like this on my knees or on my thighs. Shit, where's my damn glass? Oh, my keys. I'll literally just sit like this. And that kind of helps me to get into the mindset, or just get into that surrender. You know, kind of get into that. It's almost like a biblical position, really. So you kind of do that. Just do that and let go. God is an authority, but he's not a tyrant. He was never this tyrant that, you know, was looking to kill a bunch of babies, and like, that's not what God is, dude. I don't know, man. Just feeling good. So, yeah. I'm gonna collect my thoughts. I'm going to write down some specific things that I need to talk about, tell you. And if there's anything that some random dude on a random video has to offer you some kind of insight, then I will post it. Now remember, this channel will never, ever have a $1,000 course, which is just disgusting, by the way, or a $100 course, whatever the price. There won't be a war room, 8 minutes of ads. There won't be a bunch of, you know, a constant barrage of me trying to garner money from you. Because it's about accessibility. And plus, you know, like say this channel does take off for whatever reason, then the ad revenue should be fine. Because I don't know, it's kind of like over time. It's all that kind of momentum builds up, right? So yeah, it never sat well with me when I mean, they still do it now, but you have these YouTubers, these influencers and stuff. They're already millionaires. They're already, but I think once you achieve that level, that feeling, that sensation, then the next thing has to be, you know, the next thing has to lead you. Carrot on the stick. The carrot on the stick is the sword of the enemy. Christ brings a sword, and that sword is on fire, but the enemy's sword is shiny, is just a harmless little carrot on a stick. Isn't that funny? Christ brings the sword that is on fire, that does not bring peace, that is seeking to cleanse the cancer from you, and will kill it, and will kill all that stands in its way. But the enemy's weapon is just this harmless little carrot on a stick. Shiny, might even be delicious. You follow it, it's fun, it's cool. Before you know it, 20, 30 years have passed and You've been following the carrot on the stick your whole life. You have nothing. You feel nothing. You are nothing. That is an experience that some people have. Can you believe that? I've not been close to that. Well, I've been in absolute despair, as we all have. I don't want this channel to be about my suffering. I'm going to use it because I am me. I'm going to illustrate some things to you, and I'm going to talk about it. But yeah, it's not about suffering. My suffering and all of this. It's about strengthening you, brother. I've been wanting to reach you and speak to you for so long. It is one of the things it is the thought that I cannot get out of my head, and I haven't been able to get out of my head, and fucking, god damn, this wind. Oh, yeah, boy, I got you. Woo! Yes, empowered by the Lord, brother. All right.